Welcome to Curriculum Night. First, I want to thank everybody for being here tonight. I know all you parents have busy schedules, but I feel like Curriculum Night is really important, not only to you parents, but really for our community and all the teachers here. So again, thank you for joining, and I kind of feel like this kind of helps bridge the gap to help better connect us teachers with you parents. So again, thank you. I do have a presentation here I'd like to share with you guys, so I will share my screen and then we'll talk about Curriculum Night. So here we go. Okay. So just starting with the agenda here. Okay, these are some of the things that we'll talk about for today. All right, I'll give an introduction. I'll go over some contact information, talk really about the course units, evaluation, how RISE is going to work this year, and also we do even have a spot for questions, and I'll talk about how that works as well. Okay, but to first start off, a little something about me. My name is Shane Kearney. I am originally from Panama City Beach, Florida. Okay. I started my teaching career here at Alpharetta, where I have been teaching now for almost 6 years. Interesting fact about myself, before I began my teaching career, I was a first responder, and I did that for 12 years. And I was a medic first responder. Very interesting job, saw a lot of stuff, very rewarding job as well. But nevertheless, I began my teaching career here in Georgia, where I've enjoyed that. But basically, I teach here world history and I teach economics. I am also a coach as well. I began coaching here, girls basketball. I am now the head coach of swim and dive team. I am also the assistant athletic director as well. So I wear many hats around here. If any of your kids play athletics, there's a great chance I will be at some of their events this year. Okay. All right. A little bit about some contact information. There we go. Oh, actually, first we're going to do the PLC. All right. Talking about the PLC team, this is a professional learning community, and we do this for each subject area. For economics, it is me and Heather Turner. So basically what this is me and Heather, we meet on a weekly basis and we discuss what we're going to teach in class. Basically what this does, this levels the playing field. It eliminates that teacher, that one teacher who might assign, 30 homework assignments. And I don't assign any, right? So we certainly want it to be equitable among all the economic classes here at Alpharetta. Okay, so we get together, we meet every week, and we decide how many homework assignments we're going to have, and also what's going to be on the test. And that really it's a lot more fair for the kids. Okay, it also gives us an opportunity to really kind of bounce ideas off each other and to see what's working in the classroom. Okay, that can be very helpful. All right. So now contact information. 2 ways you can really reach out to me. I prefer email. That is probably the quickest way to reach me. And as you can see, my email is listed there. I will typically, if you send me an email, I will typically answer it within 24 hours. And oftentimes actually sooner, okay? Unless you email me on the weekend. All right, if you email me on a Friday, say 6 o'clock, I probably won't get to you until Monday. All right. I do have my website here listed as well. There is some important information on there that I keep. One is kind of the class calendar. I update that typically on Monday mornings, and it gives you a brief outlook of what we're going to do that week, what students can expect. Okay? And again, I post that on my website. And all your students as teams, I have a syllabus uploaded for them as well. And on that syllabus, I list both my email address and my website address. Okay. All right, for the curriculum, this kind of gets into what exactly are we teaching your children? Well, we break up economics into certain units. Okay, we have 5 different units in here. What we just got done covering was just the fundamentals of economics. Okay, that really just kind of talks about the basics of why we study economics. We talk about everyday choices that we have to make in society. That's kind of the general theme of economics. Really, my number one goal here is kind of to change students' mindset into always imagining stuff and always knowing stuff is limited in life. Okay, if you know things that are limited in life, okay, it causes you to make better decisions in life. Okay, and that's kind of like the outline of fundamentals. All right. And then we get into microeconomics. This is really kind of the real core of economics. When we talk about microeconomics, what we're trying to teach to the students is kind of looking at really life through 2 lenses, is the way I describe it. You can look at it through the lens of a consumer, and we also look at it through the lens through the business. 2 very different outlooks there, but nevertheless, most students do very well looking at it through the lens of the consumer, where students oftentimes struggle because most students don't own a business or have a business, is trying to figure out things through the business aspect of it. But I try to walk them through that. Okay. Once we get into macroeconomics, we're talking more of a larger scale. We do get into a little bit of politics, talk about government and macro. Talk about the growth of economies and contractions of them as well. Okay, and then we get into the last 2 here, personal finance, which is a big one for me. This is probably one of my favorite units to teach, is personal finance. Here I talk about and teach kids really how to manage money. What is money? What's the purpose of it? How do you save? How do you spend money? Okay. What about stocks and bonds, 401ks? In this class, we also have, I make kids fill out a W-9, which, you know, if any of your kids work, they filled out a W-9, but they probably had no idea what they were filling out for tax purposes. Okay, so I try to help walk them through that. And that's good. And, you know, to be honest with you, those are some very good life skills. So personal finance is one of my favorite units to teach. And I hope your students will enjoy it as well. Last but not least, we do talk about international. Okay, we talk about really global economies and the global market. A lot of stuff in the news lately that we can talk about this in the classroom that has to do with trade, trading with other nations, why it's important for us to trade, and why it's important for us to make stuff and trade with other countries. Okay. So that's a little bit about the curriculum and what we learn in economics. Okay. Now, evaluation. Okay. Obviously, this has changed over the years, and this has changed specifically to universal remote learning. Okay. Currently, right now, the way we evaluate classwork and test is broken down right here. Okay. It's only 3 categories that we have. 3 categories that you see in the grade book. Summative is the big one here. Okay, summative is worth 80% of the class grade, right? And that's tests and quizzes. That's pretty much what that consists of. All right. Then we have formatives. That's just your classwork and your homework. Currently, right now, that is not. We have no weighted for that. There's no weight. Okay, it's at 0%. That's just more or less a check-in. Okay. The formatives now are basically just that. It's just a check for understanding. Okay. Last but not least, we do have, I need to correct this. This should not be end of course. This should be a final in here. Okay. This year we're not doing the EOCs, but we will have a final. It will be worth 20%, but there is a catch-22 here. Okay. The way we've structured it this year, if you submit and complete all your summative assignments, you will exempt the final, that 20%. At that point, if you decide, if you've submitted all your summatives for the year, Basically, if you just want to take the final to try to boost or elevate your grade, that will be fine. You can do that. Okay, for Rise and Recovery this year, for social studies, for economics, our designated day is Wednesdays. I offer Rise sessions in the morning before school or after, or by appointment. Okay, even though I know Wednesday is dedicated, for economics, I know sometimes that doesn't always fit in the student schedule. I'm oftentimes more than happy to schedule a different day. All right. Recovery looks a lot different. Going back to the summatives, okay, the summatives, the tests, the quizzes. You can retake a summative, okay, retake a quiz or a test, no matter what you got on the first score, okay. That's a new policy that we're doing this year, okay. So you get that second attempt, all right. However, if you score above a 70 on that second attempt, that grade will stand, okay. So 70 or above on that second attempt, that's it. That's kind of the end of the road. All right. Now there is a third option to take it. All right. So if that second attempt, all right, you score below a 70, all right, you'll get one final attempt to take that summative. Okay. And then after that, that grade will stand. All right. I think that's a very generous policy there. So hopefully your kids will take advantage of that recovery options. Okay. All right. All right. So we do have an opportunity if you have specific questions. If you go to my website, I have a link where you'll basically just fill out a form, and that will be submitted to me. And if you give me, about 24 hours, I will send you a personal email replying to your question. Okay. But that is it. Hope you have enjoyed Curriculum Night. Okay. Again, I am Mr. Kearney, and thank you for tuning in.